Good evening, Josh.
Good evening.
How you doing? All right. Yesterday was a really good open mat. At least there for most of the class. What's up, gentlemen? I was not buying pies at Costco. When I got in, all the pies had already been bought, and I think I know who did it. So we got Daniel and James. James brought the heat yesterday. It was bullshit.
Good.
Jordan and Danny, me and Chris. Who's Cole with over there?
Gosh.
Josh. Gotta roll with Josh before he eats all the Costco pies. What's that deal? Laser. What's up, man? Been a minute. Thank you.
What's happening?
How you been doing? Let's see. Missing a lot of stuff here. So, how did James and Dan get to the mat?
James pulled guard.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, Daniel got that one-on-one, or I'm sorry, two-on-one Russian tie. He just lays on top of the lower leg and
Yeah.
just starts to walk around. It's really tough to get your knee back in.
Yeah, and so the way he passes here with his body lock is, it's not wrong, it's just kind of different. Like, so he's got the waist grip with the left hand, and he's got his head on the other side. Normally, like eventually you'll see as people come around the side, you'll typically see a shift where they bring their head over to the other side of the center line, working more towards like almost towards a crossbody position as they work their way up the body with like their hip, their own hip pressure at the near hip, and then their upper body pressure at the far side shoulder on that like diagonal line. But Daniel rides us around. I think the reason it's successful for him is really good use of his head to push and like redirect as he goes around. Like you can see James trying to push the head down, but Daniel slowly keeps crawling up the body until he makes that shift where he brings his head from one side right here to the other.
A lot of people open themselves up to the guillotine when they do what Daniel's doing. Like myself, I have to be very careful when I make that shift, and you ultimately have to make that decision very, very wisely when you shift your head from the near side of the body to the far side, because you expose your neck.
Right.
He does such a very good job. I believe he brings his arm up high and on the inside position before he starts to move his head across the body. So see, he gets to that body lock here, and then I think, you'll start seeing him use his right arm to isolate or to get a hold of James's left arm, so that way he has no threat of the guillotine.
Yeah. Cole. So, just above your, I'm gonna hide you for 1 second.
Yep.
Got Cole with a sweep here, he says. So, butterfly hooks in. It looks like double unders, maybe? No. Just like a single. Yeah, so pretty standard. I'd say a fairly standard butterfly sweep. So he sets up with that right arm underhook. We're looking right here. And then now, yeah, he's got like a shoulder crunch grip. I can't tell if the head is in or not. I think it is. Yeah. So settling into top. What's really solid about the sweep is as he settles into top position, Josh's elbows are in a bad spot. They're up above the shoulder line. And chances are, unless you get Cole off balance, you're probably not going to get those arms back. Cole really laying down the hip pressure now. Driving forward, brings the knees up. Okay. Josh manages to get the elbows down.
In on the leg.
Switching into
Knee
legs.
bar. Almost. Oh, you got it. think that was a knee bar.
Let's see the switch.
So it goes in for the inside move, like basically that. I guess that's a backside 50-50.
I feel like Josh is the one who initiates the leg entrance here.
Yeah, that's not a backside 50-50. That's a cross ashi.
Yeah, he's almost in like a lat knee bar.
Yep.
Did Cole won that one? I was gonna say, did he get
okay.
I was wondering if he got a toe hold on that, or felt like a heel
Interesting.
hook, but but it was trapped by the mat. Okay. Cool. Mess your legs up. Been in recovery for 2 weeks. Are you you gonna be out for a while, Laser? Is it like a bad one, or is it just like a sprain? Toe tickle. Got it.
Just setting up that triangle.
Josh trying to sit in on that knee bar.
Yep.
Fell to the right side too, where like the body's pinning the secondary leg. Oh yeah, we can watch Chris squeeze the life out of me here.
It's in time to watch yourself get smashed. You're training, Danny.
Nope, Cole, you have to watch the whole stream. So yeah, Chris put a good squeeze on me here. This was one of those occasions where like I could feel the triangle getting set up, and I'm like, all right, let me see if I could get out of this. You know, put myself in a bad spot, and Chris was not letting up at all as he got here. So kind of a trap triangle there. I'm going to try to keep my posture, sneak my second hand back in. He starts to really adjust and get a good angle here. And what he's doing really well is hiding this shoulder of mine with his right leg. So you can see as he takes his hand away, you can barely see any of my shoulder there, which what that translates to is he's making a much smaller circle around my neck and my arm. If I sneak my shoulder in, I disrupt I disrupt the triangle, so it's hard for him to get a real tight squeeze. But now he's got a super tight squeeze on. I'm trying to like, at this point, I'm pretty much screwed. I wasn't sitting through on anything. Take it back to mount, hoping that he wouldn't finish it from mount. Like he would try to adjust. I'd find an inch or so and get out of it. But this was so tight, and he knew it. And he keeps it. And
he turned the right way too. I like the way that he was almost flaring his right leg, that control leg out a little bit.
Yeah.
By turning his hips. That was a tight triangle.
Yeah, and he was kind enough to not switch to the arm bar, but if he wanted to, he probably could have taken that from me pretty easily.
And he's in on a straight ankle. Switching to a heel hook. Trying to.
Ish.
Yeah. Now he's got the heel hook.
Did grade 1 tear, MCL, and an extensor in my ankle. Ouch. Yeah, that sucks, man.
Sound fun at all. I mean, it's good. It's a grade 1, but it still sucks. Being injured.
Just curious what Daniel got here. Daniel works his way to north-south. We'd missed this. Looking at the other ones. Oh,
Kimura. That was a Kimura.
Yeah, interesting how he approached it too. Watch him. He pulls. He's trying to get James's hand to the mat. James is probably grabbing his own shorts or like grabbing at his hip, and then he quickly takes the hand away from all that. Yeah, you can see he's kind of pulling on his own rash guard there, and then quick switch back, gets the knuckles behind the back, and gets the Kimura. Nice little switcheroo grip break. Danny with something. Straight ankle, I guess he got? Yeah. No, he slips the heel.
Yeah, you got the heel hook outside. He's trying to elevate. Josh has given him some pretty strong pressure up top, but he's really high. he is able to. The reason why this is effective is because he's able to get Cole's arms really far above his head. Elbow is above the shoulder joint, so that's no good for Cole's arms here.
Good job keeping it isolated.
Yeah, I don't mind that he's not riding his knees up. He's keeping his hips low because of this, because he's trying to get really big extension out of that arm.
Yeah. God, I wanted to triangle Chris so bad. But he did not let me. Danny powering through on the sweep over above your head. Cole just about hit a decent kip there. I think Josh was ready to dismount, like he felt himself losing your hip, but I said too many times I stayed safe. Yeah. Just you have to collect that leg before Josh can like pull his right knee in real tight here. So as your hips go out, like right here, once your hips hit the mat, yeah, it's kind of hard. Josh adjusted well enough to that to probably make the leg entrance difficult, if not impossible.
Yeah, he's floating and keeping his heels like turned in together.
Yeah.
This is where I'd want to see you, Cole, like getting, if you were able to get your right elbow down and heisting up from half guard, because there's some serious back exposure. But I mean, with 5 seconds left to go.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, I ended this one with Chris just about getting an armbar transition here. He stacks me up. I get the arms separated. I'm in this like triangle armbar, triangle bar thing. As he goes up and over, I had a lot of decent pressure on it, but it was just like he was doing so well, changing his angle up and disrupting my grip on his extended arm that he got safe right at the end. It's a really, really good round from him. Probably not right for the right arm.
Yeah, I can imagine you need some more time to recover on that.
Oh damn, Josh got heel hooked real quick. So Luke playing butterfly half. Dives deep on the leg, gets
big reap.
Yeah, that's, I mean, I think we went over that fairly, I guess during the last half guard sprint. So yeah, one of Luke's go-tos. He loves it. Gets that leg extended, reaps over for it, and is just right immediately in on the outside heel hook. You want to work on isolating the arm, or specifically isolating Cole's arm? Because I don't know if I have a good answer for the latter. Ronnie and Danny, purple belts on the line. Little Sasai.
Nice Sasai,
trip.
yeah.
So right here, watch my footwork. I get my upper body connection. My left leg should take a step towards Andrew's right leg, right here. Let's see if I'm right. Not all the way to the outside, but trailing behind with my right leg to block his shin as I get him stepping from twisting the upper body. And then getting him down. Not the prettiest one, but worked. Finishing the straight arm. Let's let them go because they get boring. Damn, humble brag, dude. Ronnie with a nice little toss there to get Danny down.
Like a gut wrench.
Yeah, Danny's like trying to dig that single out. Yeah, he stays turtled up. James working over here. I'm not sure what is going on. Oh, okay, there we go. So Chris has the straight ankle. Looks like James is trying to defend.
Chris is, what does he have? A Remiyashi going for the straight ankle. Hands are low.
Yeah, this is that example of the chin and the hands and the distance between them. When it's too much, it's hard to get. I mean, like Chris is extending really well here, but a lot of that extension, the energy in that extension, is being lost as his chin goes away from his hands. So this is more of an example of what not to do. I mean, he gets the tap, sure, but like he could get it. I mean, we've seen plenty of times ankles get snapped here, but like you can get it a lot sooner. And then his foot position as well. I'd like to see him play with this a bit more. He's in a Remy, like you said, but stepping on the hip, I think, is going to be a better option. Again, with that extension being the goal, rather than hooking here, stepping onto the hip and extending away. Who is Daniel with? Maybe Tyler? I think Tyler. Foot started making noise. Yeah, it's a good sign to tap. It's about when I like to do it.
Yeah, standing up or even just clearing that bottom leg would have gotten you out of trouble, I think. But if the foot's popping, time to tap. I like that. that sit through into cross ashi that you just did. It's pretty nice.
With Andrew?
Very lackadaisical.
Or are you talking James?
James. So he goes in and he starts looking like he's going to attack like a Remiyashi here from half guard. And then he takes his left knee across. So he goes in like he's going to hit a Remi, and then you can see he's driving his knee across the hip and then sits back. Chris does a really good job of getting his leg tucked underneath his butt, and not letting you get that secondary leg up behind his knee.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like he just was able to slip it out right there.
Is that I think Ronnie pets my head? Yeah. Such a sweetie pie. I was just hanging on for dear life trying to keep Andrew pinned here. I think I was working on retaining mount a little bit more this last week, because I'm tired of all you guys getting good at kipping and throwing me off. Damn, Ronnie's just like tossing Danny around. But Danny keeps... Oh, okay, Danny kind of initiates that one. Looked like trying to work... I don't know if his neck was in danger, but working like almost a rolling escape out of a guillotine.
Yeah, Josh, getting out of Luke's mount, I mean, really, it's just a matter of frustration. If he's up on points and he's just going to ride it out, then there's really not much that you can do. But I think one way to frustrate him is to get as far on your side as you possibly can, so that way the smother doesn't really work. He's going to continue to like keep cross-facing you and trying to get you to where your shoulders are back on the mat, flat. But like where you are right there is not bad. And for me, it's the good old-fashioned elbow escape is what I'll generally use for Luke. The other thing that I'll do is I'll partially expose my back and look to invert when he kind of starts to crawl up my body again. That's something that I like to do, you know, when somebody's really tough on in the mount.
Yeah, this past week, I think on Monday when we were drilling in advanced class, I had my own little personal epiphany moment with him where I was doing my usual thing of like, you know, Mike said, elbow escaping, all that stuff. I'm not going to kip Luke off of me. So it's getting to my side and elbow escaping. The problem he's been posing lately as in the last year, has been the smother and really being creative where he hits it from. So my epiphany moment was, if I bring my knees closer towards my face, like I'm curled up on a side, fully like as concave as I can get, the smother threat goes away. Because like here's how I was getting caught. Let me backtrack. I would do my elbow escape. I'd capture his ankle, and then I would, take my legs down, so I'm pulling his ankle down, and I'm letting my bottom elbow get inside the knee, and then I'm capturing the knee, right? Standard elbow stuff. But the problem is, as I pull his leg down with my legs, I'm elongating my body. That gives him room to get in a crossface, pummel my face across, and immediately set up a smother, which I'm either going to tap to because it sucks, or he's going to use it to like get a reaction out of me, further isolate my arm, whatever. So as I'm playing that elbow escape, rather than trying to quickly elongate myself and pull his leg down, I kind of stay real tight, crunched up, trying to work to the inside elbow position from more of a closed position. And then any attempt he makes is really easily shut down by just like putting either protecting my face or whatever. Splendid win. Thank you for the follow.
Thank you.
But then, yeah, so it was this idea of staying crunched up was keeping me more safe while still letting me work the elbow escape and not get out of here, and not leaving myself open to the usual threats that he puts up. So yeah, long-winded answer, but you could play around with that.
Danny with the armbar. Braden he's gonna start breakdancing soon.
Hell yeah, his song came on, I guess. Sorry, I'm trying to get rid of this bot out of the chat. Whatever.
Dude, the last time I had a Darce on Chris, I felt like I was gonna burn my arms out.
Yeah. Yeah, he survived that for a minute. Outcoyed for sure.
That was a nice pass. That was a really nice pass. I wish he would have settled a little bit more, but not bad at all. The only reason I say settle is that if you're competing, that wasn't enough to secure the pass. You gave him a regard, basically.
Who are you
So if
looking
you're
at?
down on points, Josh and Luke. He had a really nice, quick knee cut pass against Luke. He was like camping here, and then watch him slip under. He finds that underhook, cuts across, and then jumps across there.
Yeah, Josh, something else to try there too. Rather than that big step over, which Luke's gonna catch every time. Like I know you know this concept, but like you do a good job here walking back to him, but take some time to like try to keep this knee under and behind his legs, and that way you can shelf his leg and point both of his knees away from you, and establish your pin, and then you could start to work to get to mount. Just like slow it down a little bit. And listen to Cole if he's going to tell you to settle. See, I rode out Andrew for that round as much as I could.
With Mitch. Yeah, some neon belly for sure.
That's right.
Highly fluorescent.
Oh, big snap from Ronnie. Damn. That's right, Jordan.
Wise words. Wise words. You got Jordan and Victoria.
Yeah, for sure. Chris is on concussion protocol now.
I feel like he's always on concussion protocol.
We might get the best of Ronnie here. Going on the Omo.
Oh, he needs to get his legs to the left. Okay.
He can scoot his hip out a little bit. All right, Ronnie decides to give up position, which is a good idea. Ooh, Cole getting it knee bod. Cole, don't sleep on the toe hold here. Like you do well to get your knees safe, but like I feel like right here, Luke is pretty ripe for a toe hold.
Now you're on. Yeah, now this is
Damn.
mutual ashi.
I think Cole got the tap there. Looks like.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it was
Tap
mutual
with Cole.
ashi, and Luke was on top.
Yeah.
His leg was on top.
Hell yeah, Justin. Push him around. If you guys are going to get underhooks, I want to see you doing something with them. Right? Justin gets one here, kind of chills out. You got to move people with that. Josh can very quickly use that underhook against you. Oh, big shout out to Mitch here. Hit him with the double ankle sweep, and he very astutely keeps his he pulls his knees together and keeps me from being able to get up and work the work a sweep. But I stop him here because he's doing that thing again. We saw him doing this. We see him doing it a lot, but I don't think it's not the right approach I want him to take. He uses his two legs to wrap up both of my legs. I want him to split. I want him to isolate one of my legs. So he's got to split my legs with his. So that's why I stop him here. And I say, all right, let's fix this and give you a better position to work from. Charlotte Observer would have. Yeah, fair. Oh, Justin, nice takedown.
Very nice, yeah.
And he gets his head safe. It's good. You don't see too many people doubling Josh. And then Josh, I like your reaction. As far as like immediately attacking the guillotine, Justin's got to be careful with that. But you end up in close guard, which is just fine. Except you're down 2 points. Justin probably watched the last stream and knows that if you get Josh against the wall, that's his kryptonite.
Not bad. The passing was pretty good. He got past the guard.
Let's see, we're 142, so just before we get too far away from it, Josh, to your comments. So in working on these guillotines, in reaction to a takedown, you may not get the best mechanics if you're taken off of your feet. But like the things to think about for these guillotines are the connection of your chest to the back of his head, like the back of his head, the back of his neck. Keep in mind, like the big mechanic, finishing mechanic here that you're trying to work is getting your arm, your strangle arm, as far through as you can, with the intention of getting your fingertips above their back, like above the plane of their back. You should be able to take your arm all the way around and have your fingers winkle in up here, right? So what can you do to do that? Chest to the back of the head, that connection brings you down further. That allows you a really good reach. And then taking your head from off the center line, or even from one side of the center line opposite of your strangle arm. Let me clarify this. If your right arm is your strangle arm, bring your head towards the right side of their center line. That lets you reach further through, right? If you're here, your hand's down, you put your ear to their back, your hand can come up higher. So it's going to be hard to do that when you're fighting, when you're like countering a takedown or dealing with that. It's a lot easier when you have both feet or both knees on the ground and you could shift around as you need to. But those are the things you're shooting for. Let's see, we were right about here. Cole, don't be too lazy here. When you find that knee open like this, claim that space, man. I mean, we talk about winning inside position all the time. Right now, if you pummel your right arm over, like in front of and then back to your ribs, like so you win that inside space inside of Luke's leg, that's progress, right? Right here, same thing. You're just kind of you're letting him get too much of that space under his control. I don't care, dude. How long are you gonna sit back and let people work you the way Luke is working you right now just because your pec tore off the bone? Like, come on, man. Get over it. Rub some dirt on it, bro. You had surgery. Josh trying to come in on this knee bar and get something. I guess a heel hook out of that.
Great ankle, I think.
Enough to make Justin tap. Yeah, dude. Hard part's over. Get back to work.
He went after the toe hold. Left the leg behind.
Who, Cole?
Yeah.
All right, so we got Gavin and Braden competing this Saturday. Hopefully. I think they're waiting for some opponents, to be honest, but
yeah, people sign up.
So it's definitely a day to give them some good resistance, give them a good fight, push them. So that was my intention until Gavin started ragdolling me. Did Luke pull with Daniel? I think so. Yeah,
so.
Luke started down.
He's been sitting. Yeah. Brandon, Andrew, Mitch, and Josh, Danny, Cole.
Andrew had a good arm jag.
Yeah.
Gets a takedown.
Right to the back.
What did Gavin hit me with the first time? Okay, it was just a good strangle. Oh yeah. So this was just a pointer for Gavin, but anybody else, when you're going for strangles and you're hitting the rear naked strangle, whatever, you think like you're like, oh, I got it under the chin. This is good. I need to transition to the full two-armed finish, sure, absolutely. But if in this case I have Gavin's hand, so he can't go to that, but he's fully underneath my chin. One-arm strangles are a thing, so like don't think that you've got a hand fight out of this to hit that strangle. If you're like, I already got the neck, let me try to hit a one-arm strangle. You just got to dig that hand in and then do the same rotational sort of finish with the elbow, and you could get just as effective of a strangle.
Yeah, if you do the rotational finish to start with, it's really no different.
Josh with the double unders, body folds Mitch to the ground. Danny breakdancing on Cole, under Cole. Yeah, Mitch has been very effectively turning it up lately. Like no joke.
Two arms definitely it does look cooler. Yes.
100%, yeah.
You got Andrew doing the Mitch leg locking system.
Yeah. The two leg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hard to tell. There we go. This is what I was talking about with Mitch. So wrapping up both of your opponent's legs with both of your legs. Maybe someone will take some time and discover some cool thing there, but as of now, if you want to get into leg locks, I don't recommend working from there. Isolate a leg, just like you would with an arm. You're not capturing both arms and then breaking only one. So just isolate a single limb and break it. This is that overtie drag to foot sweep on Gavin here. So have my overtie set up on his collar tie. Where is it? Pull him by, get the foot sweep ready, and then pull the head down. And then spin him around. Show him who's boss.
Daniel's laying on some heavy wizard pressure here on Luke. You can see that he's putting his weight back onto the elbow. I mean, that's terrible for Luke's shoulder right now, but Daniel's doing a good job there of making sure that his weight is distributed the right way. Giving up the underhook, you have to be very careful about it.
I really like Gavin's work here from pulls into legs and then watch his right leg. Instead of just like hooking behind my ankle or behind my knee, watch him. Starts kicking out at my knee to get my leg down, which I'm not opposed to. I mean, if you're gonna do that, make sure, just if there's a ref watching, make sure it looks more like a push than a kick. Which I would have called that a push for sure, but if you decide to do that, also, make sure you're on target with it, because if that slips off, you might not have a second chance. And then here, he goes for, I'm glad I get to see this on camera. So I think the only reason this failed, like he goes for that ninja roll. I think he's just a little too north of my waist right now.
So he needs to be sitting on your hamstring.
Yeah, he gets stalled out here. It's not impossible, but you really have to muscle through it up here. Yeah, I think you're right. That was the other part I didn't see. So Gavin, if you're watching, like, this is gonna be important. Bring your hips down further over top of my hips, and then do what I said from here, which was make sure you're diving to the foot. Yeah, like right here. This is gonna be better. He just made that shift down the body, so you can watch we're going backwards now. So as he comes up from that failed move, he's kind of in a better spot to do it right here. That's where you're going to want your hips to be. And then dive as exaggerated as you can towards the feet. Think about like you're trying to grab my foot. And then we'll see him fix it there. That's where it's going to get easier, and then clamp the, send the heels to the mat and go on about your business.
270, 6'3" is a big boy. How big are you? Like, is that double your weight, or what's the size difference before I answer?
Any tips? Yeah, don't train with them.
I mean, generally speaking, I think standing for the first part of the match is probably the best go-to for big people. They get
Unless
tired.
they're wrestlers.
Yeah. Unless they're wrestlers, yeah.
So I'll point out Andrew going on a leg lock with Ben here. So switches from this arm bar. Ben slips the arm, very nice. I like what Andrew does here though. He goes for the toe hold, and I think he does that with the intention of getting the leg straight, and then as it does straighten out, he switches to the knee bar and gets the finish. Really good adjustment. And Ben, that's just a tough spot to be in. So your bottom leg was trapped there. That's the bottom leg that you would run interference with. So that you're already in a tough spot. So I wouldn't be too upset about this one. Andrew just got the best of it. Like 145.
This guy's literally double your weight.
Yeah. What are your thoughts? Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, bottom is not the spot that you want to be, but you will probably inevitably end up there. What I like to do from bottom is, I shoot in for legs, especially on big guys. Like, that's kind of the equalizer. I don't know what your academy's like, or whether you do leg locks and whatnot, but legs is definitely one of the spots that I would try to go into, in terms of the arm triangle, or staying away from the arm triangle. Keeping your elbows down low, and tight to your body is going to be the biggest key, right? Like, a lot of times people are going to catch the arm triangles from either isolating the arm and mount straight away, or if they take the back and you are, kind of, you're resisting the back and you slip out and go to a mount. There's always an arm, well, not always, but there's a lot of times there's a triangle there, depending on the way that you escape. Especially if you escape with the strangle side down. That's a big arm triangle trap. I don't know that I have like a really good answer. It kind of depends on what you like to do, what your game looks like. But yeah, try not to go on bottom. If you do end up on bottom, go for the legs. If you can't do that and you're just, surviving, keep your elbows down by your side, and try and get underhooks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What Laser, what rank are you? Because I think that plays an important role here.
Yeah.
So Daniel escapes, and then just about takes Luke's back here right at the end of the round.
So there's an arm triangle set up right there.
Yeah.
From Daniel, big guy with the purple ranked rash guard against Luke here. Luke is defending the back take, and so in this spot right where Daniel settles back in, he has a Katagatame, right? Like, this is an isolated spot. So these are the areas that you want to kind of avoid, right? You want to face him at all times, because the Katagatame is not going to come from when you're facing your partner. But just to give an example, if you weren't sure on where the Katagatame could come from the back.
So Mitch up here trying to smother Josh. That is a thing of beauty, and he gets it. He gets it.
Yes.
With like 7 seconds left. Oh yeah. I don't know, Laser, I don't know if you heard my question about what your rank is, but I guess before we get too far in, my thought is if you're more advanced, I agree with Mike, stay standing. work to either, get him tired, get him making a mistake. I've been training for like a year. No use, basically. Okay, so I'll finish that thought. If you're advanced, it's going to be like, for me, I'm 5'5", 150, 155 maybe. I work a lot of snap downs, even on tall guys. All that stuff to get them basically on the ground, turtled up, or on their back. And I could break them down from turtle and play my game and play a really floaty sort of game. A lot of knee on belly, a lot of side, switching sides, all this stuff. Never getting too committed on side control, never getting too committed on mount where they can pretty easily move me and then all of a sudden their hips are getting higher than mine. Yeah, no, you're not, Cole. And then if so at your level though, white belt against a guy who's about twice your size, all realistically, like you're probably going to get caught, right? You're probably going to lose a whole bunch against this guy because you're at the point where I'm guessing technical prowess isn't as advanced to handle somebody with that big of a size discrepancy. And I say that as a small guy who deals with a lot of size discrepancies. The best thing you can do, I think, to play safe, like I want you to think about it as, first off, how do you survive that? Because that's a really big weight difference. Mike made the point that I think is the most important. Tight elbows, man. Tight elbows are going to be the key to that. Like, to not getting arm triangled, yes, but also like just not making stupid mistakes, not getting Kimura'd, Americana'd, keeping your hands towards your center line. If they're not immediately working on something like, being used in a grip, but keeping your elbows tight to your ribs, making sure that you're working from a side as much as you can, not working from flat on your back. These are really fundamental ideas that later on will be part of your game that you're not even going to think about. But those sorts of defensive postures and good smart framing can help you a lot. But what did you say he was, like 270, 6'3"? That's basically like Caleb, right? So, if he's brand new, I think his attacks are going to be fairly sloppy. New guy, arm triangling people left and right. So it sounds like a one-trick pony. Yeah, just try not to work from flat on your back. Try to keep your elbows nice and tight to your body, and you're going to minimize the number of chances he has to actually hit arm triangles or anything else for that matter. And then mentality wise, I think it's something really important that is not prevalent in jiu-jitsu is the old what's his name, Derek Lewis, just stand up. Like, we accept being down in jiu-jitsu way too much, way too much. Watching guys like Braden here and his brother Gavin, who are wrestlers, like, it gives you a good sense of why did this freeze? It gives you a good sense of the importance of not accepting those positions. Sorry, I'm having technical issues here. When you do accept that, you better be on top of your game. Like, you're in a spot where you have to make sure you don't leave an arm out, and make it a stupid, easy mistake. Whereas if he, gives you a spot to shrimp away and do a technical lift, stand back up, he's going to tire out from constantly having to stand back up with you and work that game. So I think that's a fun way to tire people out personally. And when those big guys get tired, they get sloppy too. So that might be your path to a victory with him. Really, really long answer and a lot there probably, but keep your arms safe. Don't work from flat on your back.
Here's a Katagatame for you too, from bottom.
Oh yeah, here we go. Another reason not to get too overcommitted to side control. Damn, this has got to sting a little bit for Ronnie. She's working to attack an Americana. on the good arm, and then she just gave that to him. I don't know what you just said, Cole.
I mean, if
Yes.
half guard knee shield is tried and true for you, not bad. But I do think that what Matt is saying is, I mean, I know I've used it in my roles with bigger guys. It's like there's nothing more frustrating for a big guy than not being able to hold a little guy down. So like, just maybe getting into the half guard, playing your half guard with your knee shield, shooting for underhooks. If you don't feel comfortable, get out and stand up, and then make that like a game that you're playing, because the big guy's gonna be a lot more worn down than you would.
Yeah. Just before we move on, Daniel, wrist locking Mitchell. Such a savage. Yeah, Cole, to your point, now that it's crystal clear, one of our other students, Laser, probably similar build to you. He's I think probably 140 or 145, Austin, and like he's lighter than me, but he's way taller. He's at least 5'10" for sure. And yeah, his game is triangles. He's great with triangles, and we've seen him hit triangles on everybody of every size. So if you have an affinity for those, put him to work. So like case in point, Braden's doing a great job here. As I'm trying to get him to the mat, like some guys right here, two knees under control. They'll be like, all right, let's take this to the ground, and I'll get to work from there. And Braden's like, no, absolutely not. Getting my legs away, getting the down block in, sprawling back. Let me go on the counterattack on my terms, and take away your opportunity to put me on my butt.
The Anaconda.
Yeah, it could be one. I mean, whatever. He's smaller than me, so he's teeny tiny. Yeah, he and Gavin both hit me with really good gator rolls set up into the Anaconda.
Indiana Darce. That was quick. Danny's on bottom right now. Upa from half guard. And then as Josh goes to heist up, Danny catches the top arm.
I wish we could go back to the day where Danny discovered the Darce, and we could just show a different move. They're getting better at avoiding those trips. Yeah, they absolutely are. I've got to watch the other matches you sent me. I need to watch those tonight or soon. 'Cause I do want to see how scrambly they are outside of jiu-jitsu, right? Like it's such a different game. But I think there's a really good blending of their base and their balance that we're gonna see, that we're seeing now, but we're gonna see more of. James felt unnaturally strong Saturday. James destroyed me on Saturday.
Chris was just walking him through the finish of the triangle, and Chris was telling him to basically turn his hips to where his legs, are facing perpendicular to Cole.
Yeah.
Which is certainly that's the right finish. James is able to kind of lift up and cinch in the strangle a little bit deeper just by pure force here, which is just as effective.
Yeah.
But yeah, so James, if you're still on here, what you did in order to finish the strangle is when you brought your thigh up, It actually went above Cole's shoulder. I don't know if you can see it from this, but you can tell, like, right now your knee is either at or just above the shoulder joint, whereas before it was below the shoulder joint.
Yeah.
And when you go to cinch this up, you can see that your knee is pushing against the tricep of Cole, and it brings his arm across when you do that. A lot of times when you get into the triangles, we lock up and we think that it's the lock itself that provides, you know, the I guess the strangle pressure, right? But it's the shoulder pushing against the neck that does. And the way that you can get the shoulder into the neck is to drag it across the body. So if you have something, your thigh, you know, or your ham or your quad right now pushing up against the tricep, it drags the shoulder over and into the neck, and it causes a really, really tight strangle. What did I miss? Badger milk. That's got to be it.
Yeah. Yeah, this was like how my round. I was like, all right, cool. We're coming to the, you know, we're like halfway through. James is like, yeah, I'm gonna take you down. starts mauling me from here. I'm like, oh great, gonna be a long round.
So this is that spot that I was talking about where Daniel is really effective, and it can be very difficult for you to keep somebody down. But
Yeah.
James did a pretty damn good job here. But let's watch the head position. You're trying to heist up. You're trying to throw your right arm up over top of his head so that you can give some sort of block. Probably more than likely, it's not just the guillotine that you're going for.
It's
What you're trying to do is
Hargoshi.
you're trying to, yeah. Oh, you're trying to.
I wanted
Hargoshi
to take him this way.
to the left.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
See, like right there, I
Yep.
was trying, and it just wasn't happening. His base was too far
Gotcha.
behind me. I wasn't
Yeah.
trying to like get hip height. I was trying to hit the Hargoshi.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that's the one that I actually have the most trouble with is when somebody does that forearm block on the far shoulder
Yeah.
and gains hip height. That's where I'll lose that. That was a really slick transition. So like also look at where James doesn't do like this big sweeping motion from the outside of the body. You know, takes his arm all the way out to the left. He actually comes up in between your arms here when he
Yeah.
lets go.
Yeah, he's keeping his left arm down along the waist
That's
instead of coming up and just covering my arm and not,
Right.
and like, you know, immediately giving up that fight.
Yep. Yeah. A lot of times you'll get lost because you'll try and take your arm out and bring it across. But you know, Matt would intercept that arm, right? He'd either have both of his hands or one hand to interrupt, and then again build up hip height and head height to get out of the position.
Got Mitch and Jordan. Mitch is looking for some foot sweeps here. Yeah, James, I don't know. You know, don't let your dreams be dreams, but I'm going to make it really difficult for you. I think there was a point in it, maybe right now, where I was concerned. You don't have my elbow isolated yet, but you're really close to where you had just kind of like hooked me, where I was like T-Rex arms, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That was the one time I was super concerned. I know you almost had me there for a bit with the arm isolation. So now going into my usual bottom half approach, try to point my knees to the ground, work up to either a double, a single. Here I think I attempted to get to a deep half, but that's such a terrible spot for me. I'm not good at it. Looks like Braden and Justin are drilling, I think. Okay. Oh yeah. Luke was having him do overtime, some overtime rounds. like EBI style overtime.
This right here looks pretty dangerous for you against James. He got the underhook.
Yeah.
But you did a really good job of walking away and then pummeling your arm back into a safe position.
Yeah, I think this is what I was alluding to. Yeah, it all sucked, alright? I didn't like it. I did almost have a ghost escape on him at one point, but he won the best of that scramble. So I really, yeah, I need to be trying to get my knee back underneath.
It's easier said than done. His positioning right now is on point.
Are you trying to say get as sharp as James? Josh, is that okay? As sharp and as strong as James. Was that the? I kind of want to see what I felt really good about the. Yeah, it was right there. I just about got out of it.
Yeah.
Like I felt that I could slip my head out of this. So it was a big bridge. And then from there, I've got my hand to the waist where I can fling myself out and around. And he got under my arm before I could like get my chest pointed to the mat and shut it down. It was really good timing to shut that down, James. Very sharp. Want to be as sharp as James. One savage little moment that I had. That was the only good moment in the match for me. Getting the underhook and then just putting him down. Didn't last long. And I'm working in a giant sweat puddle.
Yeah, you guys are slipping, sliding all over the place.
Yeah. Josh, how was your round with Chris? I didn't see much of it on the side. Yes. But I don't know since you last watched our stream, but you can barely see it, but we got these two huge fans installed and it helped so much. It used to be real soupy there for a while. What was that?
No, the air conditioning right now, like we're in that transition, we're in fall, so it's like the air conditioning just doesn't come on. So even though it's, good temperature in the room, like there's nothing to actually take the humidity out of the air. So we just sweat uncontrollably.
I never put that together, Jordan, on this song. But I do like this song, but I never watched that show. This is a playlist of 7 hours and 6 minutes worth of royalty-free tracks, and this is like the only one I like on it. Sorry if I keep coughing into all of your ears. I have 80 on Monday. Yeah, this week's gonna be wild. Yeah, me neither, bro. Never watched that show. How did I get behind you, Josh? Oh, just a little duck under. This is what I was telling you about, Mike, where I was just having such a pain in the ass trying to get Josh to the mat.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm switching through like a few different approaches. Like I'm using that knee, like I'm trying to knee bump, trying to trip the foot. But this is why I tell you guys, I yell at you guys when I see you behind somebody and you're not moving them. It gives me an opportunity to switch. I throw a few of the same attempts, and I really do want to get those attempts. But then I could easily switch to something else keeping him down is a whole nother animal. But that just, it's an example of why, you know, the necessity of like motion in that position. And then when it all stops,
50-50.
I
Yeah.
said, I'm going to just go into the legs. So that was a pull I hadn't done in a while, but you'll see me, my upper body will come around the outside of Josh's left leg, and my left leg will sneak in. I'm going to lead my knee in between his legs to enter into 50-50. So we'll watch. I pull down. I spin around the outside of the body, and I throw my left leg over to get to 50-50. And he doesn't even let me do that. He's being super mean. Pib, what's up? Gotta be feisty with him. He doesn't let me do anything anymore. Give him his blue belt, and all of a sudden he's like, oh, you're a brown belt. You can't do anything to me now. What's going on with Justin and Chris over here? Let's Justin get out of this.
Doing good, man. How about you?
Okay, nothing fancy.
But
Doing good. Just had a cold for like 3 weeks apparently. Well, I guess 2. I tried to broomstick Josh here. couldn't get it. I was so pissed. I'm like, God, my legs are too damn short. Like I couldn't span his legs. Dude, it's just like some seasonal cold that like I just could not kick.
Chris used that UPA, or used the Justin's UPA to set up a triangle.
Let me go back. Yeah, Chris was on his triangle game Saturday for sure.
Yeah, so he basically uses that to control the left arm. He's like, okay, I'll go over as long as I can have your left arm. And then as soon as he gets control of it, he just throws that leg up and over, and there you go.
Huge honor for me.
Nice. Thank
Thanks,
you, Pib.
Pib.
Josh had a good, a worrisome Kimura counter there during this takedown. I bet if he were Steven, he could have finished it. But definitely something I had to address. And once I got him down, it was really a matter of create some space and get in front of him. Like, I think where people go wrong with this is they keep the hand tucked in front of them and try to kind of barrel into their opponent. And you just move yourself out from underneath somebody when they do that to you. Like if you're the guy attacking. So it was really, I'm trying to slip my elbow out of the figure 4. If he tries to like pendulum around or anything, I don't think he has he doesn't, does he have the grip? I think he still has some sort of grip on me, but he doesn't have a deep enough Kimura to use it as a Kimura trap at that point. I tested. I don't have COVID. If I did, I would not have stayed away from the mats, and I would have spread it all to you. That way everybody gets some time off work.
You just get to work from home.
Yeah, or that. Slips right past my tie up on his legs. What's up, Pat? Bro, it's that time of year, man. Use them. Stop working. Go do something fun. It could be some new Greek letter that my old free test doesn't test for. But it gives me plausible deniability, so. And that's really all that matters. So this was a little precarious for me. I wasn't thrilled that I let myself get that far into that position. But Josh is getting to a spot where he's almost to like a triangle position. You'll see him step over my left leg. I'm keeping both of my arms in. I haven't slipped my left arm out yet. I think I might, which is not good for me. But as I'm turning here, yeah, there my left arm comes out. I know I'm in some trouble, so I immediately get my right arm out. Or I try to, at least. He keeps it in. But I'm in a rear triangle position. So if Josh gets his right leg across my body, I'm really screwed right now. Even this connection I have, like holding his leg in place, he can still attack my arm if my arm is caught in there. It's not going to be as effective. Let me think about this. So what he needs to get this leg across my body, which means that knee is going to drop to the mat, like coming out of the screen. He's going to roll towards his left and then bring that shin across my chest. Even if he doesn't, like if you were to maybe cross his ankles over my body, my arm is still in danger. I'm not being strangled. There's no rear triangle, but I'm not in a good spot at all. So I kind of just bail on everything. I try to scoot my head out and away from his hips to get out of that before he can set any sort of closed loop with his legs around my chest.
Ooh, and he's in on Cross-Ashi.
Yeah, and he gets it. He gets it. I'm trying to counter. There's a very deep, very quick knee bar. I'm trying to hit that Cross-Ashi counter where I'm ideally looking to, I'm looking to heel hook that leg if I can capture it. So you can see I'm really, really focused like right here. I just about have it, but I'm half-assing two things right now: my defense and my offense. Josh is whole-assing his offense right now, so he's got his two hands on my one leg. That's not a winning battle for me. Good control over the ankle, gets really serious, really good extension on my leg. Got a quick verbal tap from me there. I think if I had waited to tap with my hands, I would be limping today. TM, what's going on? How you doing?
Yo.
So yeah, that was a really nasty knee bar. And then Justin and I getting after it. Yeah, how on earth does my plica get inflamed? This is good. I hadn't rolled with Justin in a while, so it's always nice to get a gauge on how the white belts are progressing and see how much they beat me up.
I like how he brought that hand over to protect against the guillotine. That was a good instinctual.
Yeah, up over top there to try to take me down.
Yeah, that was good. You know,
it's like the old like Gracie defense to the standing guillotine.
Break the posture down.
yeah. I mean, the only problem with it is what happens next here, right? It's room for an underhook for me, so just kind of take him over like a cow catcher. But yeah, I don't mind the instinct there, at least in theory. I would probably, I don't know. I don't need to go down that path. There are a number of different things you could do there. So here I'm on the leg, trying to get him off balance, set up my cross shoulder post, but he's giving me heavy pressure.
So he's doing a good job here, staying pretty stable.
That was the one thing I correct him on after this round. And I'll point it out because I think this is by far, I'll say top 3 white belt mistakes that I like to see ironed out before you get your blue belt. I'm working from bottom half. I get my hips up right here. My hips come up, and Justin says, "Cool, I'll take bottom half position." He it looks so subtle there, but he relinquished that position. Like he didn't put up enough of a fight to, like, you know, get into a dogfight, whizzer me down, push my head away, even disengage and stand, whatever. I don't want to see people right here just saying cool and they bring their hips to the mat. That's 2 points down, right? You just got swept, and that's what I want you guys to understand. So for any white belts still watching or currently watching, like, that's absolutely unforgivable to me. So that's one of those habits that I like to break from you guys. I'd rather you, if you end up being put down like that, it's because I earned it, not because you said, all right, I'll fight you from bottom position. No, maintain top as long as you can. Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it's different. The context is important, right? If we're flowing, or if, you know, we're super tired, you know, like, okay, that's fine. But you know, I could tell the pace that someone wants to put on. Justin was down to train. He was down to roll on this one, so it wasn't like he was tired and getting sloppy. It was just a bad move, something to work out. Watch, like, we'll go over footage where I'm flowing with somebody and I do the exact same thing. But yeah, you just, what was that?
He's trying to put to work the kip there.
Who, Justin?
Justin, yeah. You dismounted before you could.
Oh yeah, right there.
Super effective. But yeah, he disrupted your base enough to where he made you move, so that's good.
Yeah, I think if I'd stayed put, he would have eventually gotten it. Are you guys training up there or screwing around? Did Josh's triangle Jordan? Yeah, alright. So, sorry, we're gonna go back a little bit.
What triangle setup?
Oh, okay. So you were working from a mounted triangle. Yeah, so I'm curious which way you rolled. Or like how, because like if you ended up rolling like back that way,
folded over your leg.
Yeah, it's super bad. I could see why you would sprain your MCL there.
Yeah, and you could definitely do it on the strangle leg for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically like the legs in essentially an inside heel hook position. If like the heel came out of the page and the toes went into the page, that would be like.
To see which leg it hurt. Was it the strangle leg, the one that's going across like in direct contact with the neck, or the one that's behind the or under the armpit that got jacked up?
Yeah, and I wonder if Laser's opponent like planted his feet and bridged.
Yeah, bridged into him.
Yeah, and maybe that twisted the ankle.
Yeah.
Or
you know, we're just like completely ideating on what the possibilities are. We're just waiting for him to right back. I hooked the left leg and fell back, so I had the triangle locked with him on top of me. I hooked the left leg and he fell back under my arm. Then my under armpit leg.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Yeah. So the one that was under the armpit hit the mat first. Interesting. Okay.
My leg that's under his armpit.
Yeah, so what I would have to, I guess what I'm thinking, or what I'm imagining at least, is that the leg wasn't fully folded like along the body. It was still at an angle, and then when the guy put all of his weight on top of it, he basically,
I know what you mean.
Was sitting down almost in like a calf slicer type of a position. You know what I mean? Like to where he'd have his own ankle behind his own knee.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
it would be like, let's see if I may end up in a similar spot on Justin here.
Yep.
So if my heel was more this way, like almost more towards crossed ankles,
Yeah.
and Justin rolled to his back and my legs got trapped and couldn't rotate underneath. Yeah. 2 big pops right in the guy's ear. Well, at least you grossed him out.
Yeah.
Hopefully that grossed him out and you could call that a win. Yeah, it sucks, man. I'm sorry that happened. I hope it's a
suck.
quick
Smooth
quick
recovery. Yeah.
If you need steroids, DM Deep Up in You.
He's got a lot of vegetables.
Yeah, I'll tell you which vegetables. Josh or James is not on steroids. Just so we're clear.
All
Unless
the
you
time.
are. And if you are, it's okay with me.
Not right now. He's suffering.
I feel bad. Everybody keeps saying it. It's like he just has a good round. And everybody's like, oh, he's on steroids.
What is this, Reddit?
Yeah. Comes out as a great Saturday, and everybody's like crabs in a bucket, tearing him down. Now he's thrashing Josh one last time. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm giving Justin the rundown on that mistake I wanted to work out. So the only other rounds we got going on right now, we got these two over here. We got Victoria and Chris, and then James and Josh. Victoria riding very high right now. She has Chris in a. She had Chris in a good spot where she was working towards taking the back. Both of Chris's arms are in front of him and on the right side of her body. So I think she's trying to do a chair sit back take here, but this is a little sloppy for it. So I think I know what she's doing with the chair sit back take, but what she's doing wrong, if that's her intention, is I want to see this knee come up behind Chris's head, and I need to see this foot that's wrapping around his waist right now. I want that planted on the floor with her knee pointed towards the ceiling. Right now, she's locking herself into this side-on position with him, which, if Chris rotates a few degrees, he doesn't have his back taken. He can work from closed guard. He's not in a bad spot. So as she like kind of rolls to take his back, she's totally on the wrong angle for it. If the intention was taking his back, then that's where that went wrong. I'm not sure what else she may have been doing there, so I'm just gonna stick with that. Check your emails. Josh looks like he's digging in on a leg. Doesn't get it out though. Chris slow and steady passing right here. Oops.
Yeah, very good. See if he can get his arms back. So this is what I was talking about earlier about coming up the middle. The disruption that Victoria can give Chris from his arms coming around the body rather than going up through the middle, like winning inside position before he goes to grab behind the head. It actually gives her the ability to regard a lot easier than you would expect.
I just want to point out how disrespectful Josh is right now. Just look at his whole overall demeanor. Just watch how he's not even touching James. No urgency. Totally full of himself. Complete jerk. It's embarrassing. Totally disrespectful. Wanted James to stick his head out so I could grab it. Utterly disrespectful. Let's see, guys. Hard to get both of you on screen. There we go.
Oh, nice.
Victoria chasing him down. So Chris,
She wanted to go in for a leg attack, it looked like, possibly, but she just uses it for like a knee pick and ices him up with it and puts him back down.
yeah, that was really good. Like, good fundamentals. Like just getting her hips back and away. She keeps that leg, and then it's kind of like a single leg finish.
Yep.
They're behind you right now. Let me see. I'm gonna hide you one more time.
Chris is going to be going for the buggy choke. Come on. You can do it.
Does he
Totally
oh yeah, he was kind of looking for it. I don't
He
know
was
if
right
he's,
there.
I don't know if he's tried a buggy choke on me before. They're getting off screen.
James just taps
What?
Josh across the face.
What? Did he slap him?
Yeah.
This,
He did it before, I think.
well, I mean, if I'm being that disrespected, I'm probably gonna slap Josh too.
There you go.
Yeah, I admire James's commitment to the game though. Just staying seated, trying to enter legs. Josh, I assume tapped early on that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Into the Katagatame.
Josh turns a little too much. James gets the hips. Yeah, that was a nice switch. I think he doesn't have it now, but like James, you were right there into the arm triangle. I don't know if that was entirely what you were going for, but
May have wanted just the smother.
yeah. I don't blame you. I think Chris and Victoria probably stay off screen here.
Yeah.
I'll bring you back on, sorry. There we go. Josh, nice with the kipping escape. Almost gets in on the leg entrance right here at the end. Oh, Victoria comes back in on Chris's back. But she doesn't have the lower body connection. Chris is able to seek the hips out. Fun finish to the rounds. Good stuff. I hope everybody enjoyed their weekend. It was a fun Saturday, so great job bringing all the heat, especially James. You're a monster. Yeah, what else? Laser, good to talk to you, buddy. Glad to see you back. Really hope you can get back on the mat soon. And
Yeah.
remember, man, sometimes like,
Speedy recovery, man.
yeah, injuries, sometimes that could be, you can still progress, man. That could be some of the best time to study and like just show up, make sure your coach sees your face, knows you're interested, knows you want to keep training. That makes a big difference. You know, I mean, Cole can probably write a whole long chat message about the importance of showing up when you're injured. I think at this point we all probably can.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you, Pat. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. Tripping nails, exactly. Spay and neuter your pets. Good. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow, James. This Saturday, Naga, Hickory. We got the Walkers competing. Hopefully, if you know, nobody's afraid to go against them, that might be the case. You too, Pib. Thank you, bro. So they'll be competing. Most likely I'll be coaching or I'll be teaching on Saturday. So I hope to see you guys out there. I'll remind you guys on Wednesday as well. What else? We're moving on to back attacks. So we just finished up with mount. So be ready for 2 weeks of attacking and defending the back. Something we all can always work to improve on. Anything else? Oh, go check your emails. Thank you, Laser. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, thanks for all the support, guys.
Yeah, really appreciate it. Yeah, go check your emails. We got some changes coming to the schedule, and all that stuff, and probably a promotion soon. I believe November 11th. I think we're gonna get everybody together for our next promotion ceremony. So mark your calendars for that. Anything else, man? You think of anything about covers it?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, follow us here if you're lurking. Subscribe as well. Use your Twitch Prime, all that good stuff. Subscribe over at YouTube, where we will post this for you guys to review. If you have any questions from the stream, please, by all means, bring them to class. We're always happy to ask your questions. Veterans Day. Is it Veterans Day? November 11th?
Yes, it is.
Oh, cool. If you're a veteran, come. We'll give you a free stripe. Don't tell Luke or Mike I said that. I don't mean it.
Just come see us.
Yeah. But yeah, in any case, bring all your questions to class, all that good stuff. And you won't be at class? Well, whatever, dude. You're not getting promoted. No, whatever. Be there if you can. I won't be there. I'm traveling, so I won't be able to make it that day. But all of you guys should make it if you can. Anyway, go trim your nails and do your laundry. Don't be stinky. James, enjoy the beach that weekend. I'll see you soon. See you tomorrow. And yeah, take it easy, guys. We'll see you on the mats.
Later.